Oh, man. Sometimes, dude. I just love losing 2/3 of my fucking viewers, man. God, I love this fucking shit. So fucking awesome. I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that was. That seemed like a fucking RAM issue. My computer just literally errored and turned off. Like my computer ran into an issue and just turned off. This is what happens when you have to unplug components, and then when you plug them back in, you have to go through setup again, and then your fucking stupid ass Asus motherboard auto-optimizes fucking like core enhancement, and then it's unstable because Asus is fucking idiotic and it doesn't work, and then your computer crashes. So fucking annoying, dude. This is also what happens when, as RAM sellers are allowed to put and advertise RAM speeds for XMP profiles on RAM sticks that they don't actually achieve because they're not stable. It's fucking so sick, dude. So fucking sick. Anyway, I was commenting on the War of the Ancients book series. Love it, dude. 37 viewers. I hate this fucking job sometimes, dude. I really do. There's nothing like building up to almost 200 viewers and then having a blip and just fucking losing all of them. I hate this shit sometimes, dude. I really do. There's nothing else fucking like it. 2 fucking minutes and it's just like, man, I can't describe to you how much it pisses me the fuck off. The fucking joke. It really just puts me in a bad mood for the rest of the fucking day, man. The fucking joke. And it splits my VODs. Now I got 2 separate fucking VODs. I got 2 separate VODs on Twitch and on fucking YouTube. So now it's not even one. So all the fucking discussion from the first part is gonna be split from the second part. An hour and a fucking 40 minutes down the drain. I just can't stand it, dude. And who knows? It might just happen again. Who knows? Took my computer an hour and a half to decide that something was wrong. Fucking kill myself, dude. It's so... Anyway. Sorry about that. Yeah, it is interesting how Malfurion, drain the life out of the forest around him. It's just different methods to like basically achieve the same thing. Event 41 kernel power system log. Event 41 kernel power. Critical. The system is rebooted without cleanly shutting down first. This could be caused that this system stopped responding, crashed, or lost power unexpectedly. Okay. Error. Is your PSU cooked? No. No, literally everything is the exact same that it's been for the last fucking year. Got a clean looking hoodie there. Is it new? Yeah, it's brand new. I just got this. I replaced my green one. Because my green one, all the edges were like frayed and the printing was coming off and... Well, hopefully the disabling of auto core enhancement in my motherboard that I just turned off leads that to not happening again. And hopefully my XMP profile remains stable. God knows it fucking hasn't in the past, so... Again, sorry about that. It's so frustrating when that happens, dude. Shit happens. My PC's been doing random stuff too. Yeah, if it could just not happen while I'm streaming, that'd be fucking great. Anyway. My first day of class 2 years ago, the professor tried to get people to download more RAM and watch them struggle. That's fucking hilarious. What a prankster. Always seems to be Windows Update related. This isn't Windows Update related. It's whatever. Yeah, when Malfurion goes to heal Coralia Straz, he basically sucks the life out of the forest around him. This is like one of the oldest WoW books too. And it's like, I mean, it's being used for like nature and healing, but what it illustrated to me is that the energies of nature and life and energy in general it doesn't come from nowhere. Malfurion didn't sit there and heal Coralia Straz with energy from the ether. He literally had to drain the life out of the forest around them to give it to Coralia Straz, which in my opinion is not that different from demonic practices like the use of Fel. So, I mean, again, there's items in the game like the impeccable Fel essence that literally prove that there is a connection between Fel and Druidism and nature. The Druids of the Emerald Circle manipulated the Fel energy within this stone to enhance their attunement with the wild. Like, this is proof. It's literally a Druid fucking legendary with Fel essence in the name. Like, this is proof for what is being said. So, there you go. Aren't all the cosmic powers able to do pretty much anything the others can do, just not exactly the same? You see this on your screen, right? I get what you're trying to say, but that does not disprove the point at all. And no, all the cosmic powers do not do exactly the same things. No. Some of them absolutely have specialties compared to the others. They're not just different colors of the same thing. Yeah, when you say just not exactly the same, it's basically going against what you're saying. It's not exactly the same. I wasn't disproving, just that they all have their own version of something like stasis, for example. In a way, yes. In a way. What do you think the chances are for at the end of the last Titan, WoW as we know it will end for WoW 2? 0. 0% chance that that's going to happen. Here's why that's a 0% chance. Because they just introduced one of the biggest long-term grinds in the history of WoW in player housing. I just don't see that going away in 2 expansions. I don't see them basically adding something like that and then moving on to something else and leaving all of that behind. I just don't see that happening. I think that they will probably just keep making expansions for the foreseeable future. I don't foresee a WoW 2. It's one of the big risks that you take when you get people heavily invested in a game to even play with the idea of potentially kind of stomping on that investment. I don't think they're going to do that. Yeah, it's a huge sunken cost fallacy. Yeah, I don't want to be a downer either, but the sunk cost fallacy is just immense. It's a driving force as to why many still play WoW. It'll eventually probably get a 2 slapped on it akin to Overwatch. I mean, maybe. I just think World of Warcraft 2 is corny as fuck. I think it'd be better to go, and this is just the way I see it, so it's just my opinion. I think it'd be better to go with Worlds of Warcraft and to make it more, you know, go to more other worlds, go to the worlds of the Titans, go to, you know, there's plenty of worlds we haven't been to yet, so I think that would make more sense. You can make a better MMO with more modern design and graphics, and the sunk cost in the old one will keep people there. I just don't think they're going to do that. You asked, I answered. There you go. You can disagree. I don't care. I don't think they're going to do that. How did that go for RuneScape? How's RuneScape 3 doing, by the way? Oh, right. Then you run into the problem of, okay, now I have to develop content for the old version of the game. At that point, why bother? No problem, Sanctus. At that point, why bother? RuneScape 3, a lot of people stopped playing as well because of, like, Gamba shit. Squeal of Fortune and stuff. It wasn't just the game being updated. Oh, I'm misunderstanding, Alec. I'm not understanding what you're saying, so sorry. RuneScape, EverQuest, Star Wars, the old one has to be really shitty for people to want to move. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not in a good headspace now after my fucking my computer crashed like that, so I'm not able to look at what you guys are saying positively. I assume you're all arguing with me because my brain is broken. They already fixed the infrastructure issue back in 2019, 2020. It's what led to the tools of housing to even be a thing. They have broken, though, the original spaghetti code. Broken through. I imagine there are worlds outside the Titan's influence that we use the Twisting Nether to get to once we kick these universe middle management assholes to the curb. Yeah. Probably. The S in worlds can be formatted to look like a 2 for ultimate corniness. Maybe, yeah, you could. WoW has transcended the genre. It's achieved so much and has so much more to accomplish. No shot they take a risk like that. If the game doesn't perform, then there's no reason to stay. Both games die. It's just really risky and unnecessary, I think. I agree. You can use my headspace if you want, Pyro. It's full of cute guys. That is the gayest thing I've ever heard. Would it be worth taking a minute or two to grab a drink? Probably. Is Dawnbreaker fixed in WoW 2? That shit can never be fixed. That's a whole new level of spaghetti code. I take the stance of asking you as if asking a much more informed scholar than myself, like a student at university, thanks. I appreciate that. I try to look at it from like not only the game design perspective, which I don't have that much of, to be honest. I just play the game. The marketing perspective is something that I think I can understand pretty well. The risk for the business, like, it's just tremendous. And also, is that something that people really desire that much? I don't know that it is. Could definitely be a you think you do but you don't kind of situation. We just don't know. So I appreciate you wanting my perspective on it. I try to think of it from multiple angles. I try to consider a big thing, obviously, for me is the lore perspective. You know, how and why would they make that transition, and how would that fit into the world and the lore as it exists? So I agree, Chris. It's just too risky. People are already going to play Classic forever. Some people just don't move on, and that's fine. That's fine. I mean, for some people, the nostalgia is enough. I don't know. I don't know how. Yeah, Classic Plus has to like become a thing. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, like the same thing with RuneScape. There were people that, as soon as they started adding additional content to old school RuneScape, those people quit. There's a lot of people that stayed because ultimately, once the game runs out of content, like, this is why expansions exist. If World of Warcraft was everything that it could be and they wanted it to be in vanilla, they wouldn't have made expansions. But it wasn't. So they made expansions. And also because that's the business model that they found themselves in, right? They'd already seen huge success with the expansion The Frozen Throne, so they already knew that expansions would work. So, you know, I look at it kind of like Season of Discovery. There's already people that were like, hashtag no changes, and then even minor changes that literally improve the quality of the game were enough to make some people not play it. So as soon as you start adding new content, you're definitely going to have people that don't want to play it. So, and that might not be everybody, of course, but it's going to affect how many people are playing, and it might bring new people to play it as well. Who knows? Because it might, you know, people looking for more content. It's just all about, retaining the feeling of the classic era, right? So that's why old school RuneScape is still so successful and popular, is because even though they've added content and raids and even a skill at this point, they have maintained the vibe of what RuneScape was, right? They still have the same like graphic design, even though in some cases it's improved, but like it doesn't feel, in many ways, it doesn't feel like you're playing an all new game necessarily. I mean, aren't they bringing back TBC servers again? Like, how are people excited about that? I don't get it. Didn't this already happen? Hasn't TBC happened twice? Like, why? There's too many issues with Classic Plus. One of the biggest is that nobody really knows what it is, including Blizzard. If you ask 5 people what Classic Plus is, you'll get 10 different answers. That's what expectation does. And I think the fantasy will always be better than the reality. Classic Plus is so fantasied and anticipated that no matter what they choose to do, it will be wrong. And to be truly a doomer, Classic Era makes them far too much money. They can loop vanilla to Wrath and make more money for less work, so why bother? I agree. People like new servers and racing to the top, I guess. But I can't imagine that the majority of players give a fuck about that at all. Did the lore tour of the Sepulchre happen? No. No, I haven't been that motivated to make WoW content recently because I frankly think not a lot of people give a fuck about it. They just want to read cynical fucking rage bait, clickbait dog shit and watch videos like that. So I haven't felt that motivated to make WoW videos, to be honest with you. Yeah, I do have the footage for it, but I need to get a narration. observations and stuff. Record it. Doesn't that mean the rage baiters are winning? I don't know this concept that you have of winning or losing, but they've been winning. I don't know if you've realized that. I can see it being a comfort thing. They like the gameplay loop and know what to expect. Fine. I mean, like whatever you like. As long as it's not going to cost you any more money from Blizzard to give it to you a third fucking time. I guess, and if you want to spend money on it, whatever. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I can only play the same game so many fucking times before it starts to get boring. Gotta move on, man. Gotta do something fucking new. Just doing the same shit forever. I can't do it. Yo, Farfig Newton, I missed it, but thank you for subbing with a tier 2 for 41 months. I appreciate that. As a retail main, it's a nice contrast to retail being very seasonal. I could see that. I just don't really like... Did you ever play all the way through Classic before? Fuck no. Classic is boring as fuck, dude. It is so fucking slow, dude. The zones are so fucking empty. It's just boring. The quests are fucking boring. Like, it's boring to me. It's boring as shit. It's tedious. It's just like weapon skills? No. No, I can't stand it. Also, it just feels like if you're not doing the sweatiest shit possible that, like, I don't know. It's like it's such a solved thing. So people expect you to just do... You see that in retail. And retail's a less solved game than Classic. I had someone complaining about how I set up the markers on Heroic Fractalis. We're not gonna use the Liquid Weak Aura strat? Are you fucking kidding me, you brain-dead fuck? No. What? We're in a Pug Heroic at the end of the season. No. Your weak auras are getting dusted next expansion. How about you learn to fucking play without them, you stupid rat? God damn. I got someone going, so we're doing the moron positioning for markers. 2 people in the group are bitching about it. Dude, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. And guess what? We killed the boss in 1 pull. Oh my God. God, that was so fucking hard. Wasn't that so hard? God, if only we, you know, used the Liquid Weak Auras for this heroic fucking raid. Dumb ass people, dude. There's 2 fucking mechanics in the fight. You place a wall, you break the wall. How fucking complicated can it be? Also, I'm not even the raid leader of this group. I'm only doing the raid leading because the raid leader's a fucking idiot and doesn't know what's happening. So, literally 4 bosses into the raid, I become the fucking raid leader, telling the people that don't know how to do the fights, how to do the fucking fights, even though it's supposed to be an AOTC only group. It's like, I don't see you fucking stepping up or saying anything, telling people how to fucking do shit. Shut the fuck up. It's so annoying, man. Just shut the fuck up, you idiot little warlock, and do your fucking damage. That's all you're fucking good for. Just shut up. Pisses me off. So you see that same dumbass shit in retail. You're doing dog shit damage anyway. Shut up. Also, you're a warlock. Put down a fucking demonic circle and a demonic gateway and shut up. It just pisses me off. Some people who min-max secondary stats to parse a 10. People applying mythic mindset to heroic is insane. Look, if you want to apply mythic mindset to heroic, fine, but don't do it in a fucking pug, dude. Do people realize the fucking likeliness that the majority of the raid doesn't have the weak aura? Like, there are people that think that everyone just has the liquid weak aura for Fractalus. Like, why do you even need it? Stand on this marker. When you get a wall, go stand in a different one. What a fucking crazy concept. People don't even know that the bosses themselves call their next move. It's the same people before the boss. I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't use weak auras. They're like, they make the game so much easier. I was like, I know. I don't use them. I also raid lead, I don't use DBM because I like to actually learn the fucking fights. Someone's like, oh, I mean, you're really kind of like hampering yourself in your raid group by doing that. I'm like, we get AOTC in week 3. Who cares? We literally go and pull mythic bosses for fun. We will kill 3 or 4 mythic bosses without any weak auras or DBM or anything. Like, not optimal. Yeah, people depend on weak auras so much they can't adapt when someone fucks up. It's just, I can't wait for midnight, bro. I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. Tally was saying there's been some rumors that Blizzard will roll back add-on changes, unfortunately. I don't give a fuck what Tally says, bro. They already have made some changes for what they're gonna do for add-ons. There are certain things, though, that are still not working. You can read the Wowhead article on it if you'd like to fucking look at it. Add-ons are all back, lol. On beta, everything is back, besides weak auras. Yeah, you know, one of the most popular and complained about add-ons in the game? Yeah, one of the most impactful ones that provides the most additional information compared to other add-ons? Yeah. Yeah. Feels a bit dishonest to be like, add-ons are all back, except weak auras, though. Like, what the fuck? The one we're talking about? Now it's just split up and harder to get the workaround. Wonder what ends up happening. I mean, it needs more work, obviously. I don't think they're gonna give up. A lot of add-ons are coming back, but they don't have the same functionality. Right, you have to read it to see, you have to actually look into it to see that. Did you see the poll on potential new class specializations in WoW, Pyro? I'd be curious what you think. I'm not liking the sound of it, but maybe I'm stuck in my ways. I can send the pic if you like. I mean, I remember one from like over a year ago, but I don't know if it was even real. But yeah, I remember there was one. They didn't say they wanted to kill all the add-ons, right? They did initially? No, they didn't. The idea was never to kill all WoW add-ons. That's not true. Titan Slayer spec? Yeah. Had that poll in the WoW launcher just yesterday? Interesting. So it was official. If it's in the launcher, that shit's obviously real. So this is different, though. This is not what I'm talking about. This is different. This is a potential new class specialization. So like a healing hunter, a support priest, range DPS monk, tank shaman, tank rogue, range DPS priest via holy, support paladin, tank warlock, range DPS death knight, healer mage. So these are like new ideas for specs to add to existing classes. This is not the thing this is not the same as what was from before. But I'll read this. This could be interesting. Let me read it. Healer Hunter, utilizing a melee and ranged arsenal. Team up with your pet to disperse bandages, medicines, and tinctures to those in need. Administer your first aid to your team as you dart and weave along the battlefield with your pet complementing each heal with its own. That's interesting. I like that. Bless allies with inner fire, increasing their effectiveness in battle. Smite enemies with bolts of light to build up divine power. eventually performing holy words which can burn enemies to ash. It's pretty sick. Range DPS Monk, overload your inner spirit, manifesting your chi as crackling lightning bolts and sharp projectiles. Bend the flow of the target's own spirit. That's fucking crazy. Disrupting and unraveling them from within, while maintaining their own perfect spiritual balance. Tank Shaman, master the element of earth, raise boulders as physical shields or to shatter against your enemies, manipulate terrain to hinder and disable enemies, and harness the earth's deep, latent energies to fortify and empower yourself. Tank Rogue, deft duelist who uses their precision for protection, deflecting blows with parries and quick dodges. They utilize poisons to weaken their foes and tinctures mid-battle to restore their HP. Range DPS Priest, Holy, a radiant caster that scorches foes with searing smites and consecrating flames. I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised that that's not already a thing. Ascend into an angelic form, channeling pure, unbroken beams of celestial radiance. That pierce through ranks of enemies. Support Paladin, perform holy rites and channel the light to bestow potent blessings on allies, consecrate their armor for resilience and their weaponry to strike with precision and power, and bolster their spirits to amplify inner strengths. Tank Warlock, channeling fell energies through maces and runed shields. These warlocks ward themselves and their allies from damage. They command a host of demons, siphoning their essence for vitality, binding their souls to share incoming damage or unleashing them in waves to overwhelm their enemies. Range DPS Death Knight, unleash the powers of a lich. That's okay. Wielding necrotic and frost damage to torment the souls of your enemies. Conjure corrupting phantasms, grasping hands and chains of ice to assail your foes, while avoiding death yourself within your phylactery. Okay, that's tight. What the fuck? Healer Mage, use your arcane magic to alter the reality of time to cure the wounds of your allies. Preemptively react to enemy combat by shielding and buffing allies with potent elemental magic. Interesting, that reminds me, obviously, a lot of Preservation. Evoker. I'm more hyped for this than Midnight, don't even know if it's real. This is apparently from the WoW launcher. So this is real. This is real. I think I gotta turn off auto HDR. I think it's making my stream look weird. Hopefully this doesn't crash my fucking shit. That looks better. Can confirm, had this yesterday in the launcher, but today it's gone. Now my screen looks fucking weird. Looks better for you guys. It still looks like HDR is on my screen. Very strange. So, did anyone in the United States get this in their launcher at all? I did? They don't trust our voting habits? I blame them. Sorry, I'm dicking with settings on my screen. I never get polls. Yeah. And I'm like signed up on their website for it too. Explains why they took out the lightning talons from Windwalker. I'm glad they're thinking of this stuff, if nothing else. Yeah, I mean, it sounds creative. I'm not against this kind of stuff. I would like to see more specializations rather than just a new class. I mean, that's kind of what they did with Devourer, right? Instead of a new class, they're like, hey, how about a new spec? Which I think is cool. I fuck with that. Plus, one of the reasons I don't like to play my priest is because if I want to do DPS, I just have Shadow. So having another specialization that works primarily in Holy would be awesome. Just bring all classes to 4 specs. No? I'm not against that. Drew needs a 5th spec, 100%. No, I mean, all of them having 5, I would think that'd be dope. Everything has support. Doesn't really make sense, but Balance Nightmare. Balance works out fine. I always see that people complain about balance. I don't know about you guys. That shit does not affect me. Not really at all. I just don't perceive it as an issue that I have to deal with. Doesn't mean it's not one, but I just doesn't ever affect me. I don't know. Game seems balanced to me. I don't know. Recency bias and all, but it affects Blizzard, who should support it. Yeah, I think Blizzard does a pretty good job of balancing. People blame balance for their lack of enjoyment of the game, even in League. Don't worry. I mean, I also see people complain about balance who just suck at the game. I'm 708 and I out DPS 725 Ret Paladins. You want to know why? Because they suck. That's it. That's it. The only time where class balance I feel like actually affected me is when I mythic rated. And guess what? When you're at that level, you just play whatever's strong and you don't care. So like if you play Warlock and Demo's good, you play Demo. And if you play Warlock and Affliction is good, you play Affliction. It's just what you do. Yo, late. Thank you for the 23-month resub. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Balance doesn't matter that much, but players make it matter by being discriminatory for no real reason. You're right. But that's not a balance problem. That's a player perception and attitude with each other problem. Like, I don't know. Don't be a gatekeeping fucking moron. I don't know. The irony is that there's evidence to support the fact that, like, even when things aren't as imbalanced as people think they are, they still treat it as though it is. And exclude people from things because they're we're such cursed beings, dude. Perception is literally reality. And that's it. That's it. That's it. People have this wall right here. And all their perception is right there. And then all the truth is outside of it. I don't know why my message failed to send. Blame Norganon. Blame Norganon. Meanwhile, I'm gonna eat a boiled egg. Oh, also, I was playing the Diablo 4 expansion. The green one. I don't remember what it's called. Not the new Vessel of Hatred one, or maybe it is Vessel of Hatred. Not the newest one. And there's definite WoW fractals there. Definite WoW fractals. Tastes kind of weird. I don't know if I should eat it. Smells fine. If it was bad, I would definitely know it, I think, right? I thought the Diablo 4 story was great. I just couldn't keep doing the D4 loop to keep me enthralled. The gameplay can get a bit stale. Was it refrigerated? Yeah, but it was still in its egg. The egg was in its egg. It was in its shell, but still could probably affect it. It was still in its egg. Shut up. Why does my screen look so fucking weird? Something is not right. Does it? Let me ask you something. Do you see any difference in let me look. I can just check. Does it? It does change the color a little bit. I don't know. Looks better to me like this. Egg within the egg, fractals upon fractals, from writings of Al... AI... Is that Al Yolcom? I can never tell if it's a capital I or a lowercase L. What is the definition of a fractal? I think you typed that in the wrong box. The way that I understand and use fractals for World of Warcraft is basically two situations, characters, events that seem separate and not related, but actually mirror one another. Repeating story patterns and themes. Right? So when I say that Odin, it's like, yeah, self-referencing allegory. That's a good way of putting it. I have a whole video on this. I gotta make some chat commands for this stuff. Because I just got a video that explains all of this. Oh, nice. And after my computer crashed and I restarted it, now it's running like shit. 20 FPS in Dornagal. Because my computer didn't reboot. I can't stand. I can't do anything, bro. This shit, I don't know. This shit makes me just want to fucking rage quit. This is a graphics driver issue. Sometimes when I start my computer, the GPU just doesn't function like it's supposed to. I'm hoping the replacement will remedy that. I should be getting 50 FPS right now, but I'm not. Because my graphics card just decides that it's not gonna work. And so the only way to fix it is to restart my computer. Fucking eat a dick, NVIDIA. I hate NVIDIA so much, dude. This didn't used to be a problem. This like started with like drivers like a year ago or something. And I tried to roll it back and I can't explain. I don't know how to fix it. It didn't work. My brother has the same issue with AMD. I don't get it. I've started using the NVIDIA AI frame thing in WoW. That has nothing to do with this, but I get what you're saying, but that is completely unrelated. Yo, what the fuck? Do you see the
patterns? The fractals?
What the fuck? Yo, Mad Scribe, dude, is that for him? Do you see the patterns? The fractals? What the shit, dude? Yo, Mad Scribe, thank you very much for tipping $100 fucking dollars, dude. 101. Or 100, no, it was 100. That's crazy. Thank you so much. That's very generous of you. That was just the tip. Seriously, thank you. That is very, very, very nice of you. God damn. Yo, spam some pyro gifts in that motherfucking chat. It's not a gift that's up, but hey, it's fucking close enough. Thank you. Thank you. That helps so much. You guys don't even know. All those tips and stuff, by the way, at the around Christmas and stuff, that helps so much, you guys, man. I really, really appreciate that. And we're paying our bills with that, so thank you so much. Seriously, really, really helps. That's crazy. Well, what this means is that I can't play World of Warcraft until I restart my computer. In fact, I can't play anything until I restart my computer, which I don't know that I want to do, because it'll be just like earlier. It'll be just like earlier. I only have 117 viewers now, though, so, you know. Sorry to complain about it, guys. It's just, it's the most insanely frustrating thing. It really just, like, there's nothing more discouraging. It is so fucking annoying. What'd that mean? Thanks for gifting a sub, dude. I hope this disappears with new GPU. Well, what happened earlier... Oh, you mean this particular issue? Yeah, me fucking too. I get it, like a bad day at work. Yeah, honestly. And it's no one's fault. Like, it's not your guys' fault. I'm not upset at you. It's no one's fault. It's just like, it's bad luck. It's just, that's the vanilla game experience from back in the day. Embrace the lag and see the matrix. It's NVIDIA's fault. Maybe, or Windows. Could be Microsoft's fault. Could be Microsoft's fault. Maybe some League reacts? Yeah, I said this to you earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. Try not to be irritated, but I already said that I don't know that I'm that interested in doing League reacts live anymore. I think they're better when I don't. If both AMD and NVIDIA have similar issues, then it must be Windows itself. Yeah. I would think so too, but I don't know how to fix it. Also, I have to, I don't have to right now. I just kind of want to play Cyberpunk, but even things other than lore, like the Hall of Fame, yeah, okay, maybe that stuff would be, that's a good point. Yeah, fuck it, we could do that. Linux install stream? Yeah, except Linux is a heaping pile of fucking shit also. I can't stand Linux. I can't stand the way it looks. I can't stand its file fucking explorer. I can't stand it. Brondo. Nice, Food Pyramid. That's a great profile picture that you have in Discord. The fact that there's certain games that you just can't even play with Linux, I mean, that's pretty much a deal breaker for me anyway. It's a pretty big problem. All right, I do have some other, like, Necrit stuff that I can technically watch, too. Let me change my YouTube stream title. All right, this one's been in there since June. All the lore references in the new League of Legends items. I think this is pretty old. 17 minutes from 5 years ago. Yo, what, yeah. I already got that. $100 donation again, by the way. That's crazy. Thank you. Let's see what Necro thinks. All the lore references in the new items.
And here we are. Since Riot released the final version of all the new items coming in Season 11, we can finally go back, have a look at these items in their final form, and check out all the references to the lore of League of Legends. Now, for those of you who are wondering, why should there be any lore references in these items? The Summoner's Rift itself still has no mention in the lore. Well, it was confirmed that when Riot was designing these new items, they were taking their place in the world of League of Legends in consideration. Which means that every item that is found in the game should have its place on Runeterra. And recently, we even got a mention that some items have obvious clues that show us where these items are from.
Yeah, there's also some items like the rune paths and shit that give you pretty big hints about the power sets of things like the world runes. So, yeah.
Others are open for speculation. In other words, some items were designed to be more vague on purpose, so that either they give the community a chance to speculate about the item's origins, or so they have a window open for the future, for a possible update to give the items more lore. Anyway, that's enough for the introduction. Because our last video on the items was a little bit longer, this time I will go through the items a lot quicker, especially the vague items. So, let's get on it. Also, thankfully Riot put the items in the client. So finally, I don't have to constantly reload the game to have a look at these items in the shop. That really sucked. Going from the very beginning, the two vision trinkets are supposed to be plant-based wards. They were unchanged, but they still fit the description of Ishtal. The Oracle Lens is obviously a Piltover invention, just like the Control Ward. Health Potion was confirmed to be Ionian, based on the info from Legends of Runeterra. Rejuvenation Bead still has some kind of scenery in it, which still somehow remind me either Bilgewater or the Shadow Isles. So I do believe this might be a magical bead from somewhere around Buhuru. Fairy Charm still vaguely looks like the ring that was shown in the latest roadmap, the one that might be teasing the Ruined King as a champion. If that's the case, the Fairy Charm might be tied to the kingdom of the Ruined King. If not, this definitely looks Shuriman. Boots are boots. Cloth armor is unfortunately way too generic to get anything from it. Just like dagger. Or sapphire crystal. Although, I seem to vaguely remember a story where it was mentioned that sapphires are mined around the Emerantine coast, which would be somewhere around Ishtal. Amber Knife definitely has the aesthetics of Ishtal, the only region that really embraces elemental magic. Just like its counterpart, Hail
4-1.
Zash, thank you for the 41-month resub, sir. 4-1. Good to see you, man. Just watching a little League stuff. This one is not too exciting so far. But we'll get to some like Hall of Legends stuff after this for those that are interested.
Blade. Although that one could be a Freljordian dagger, with the blade being a shard of true ice. Longsword is a long sword. The old Dark Seal used to have a Noxian crest on it, but the new one doesn't. So although we don't know what place this item is pointing at least we know it is probably not Noxus anymore.
Some of the motifs on it, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Targon a little bit. Or even Shurima, it almost looks like a sun motif or a comet motif or something. I don't know, kind of reminds me of the Arathi or something like that.
What is fascinating is that when it upgrades into Magile Soul Stealer, it actually retains the same icon, a little circle with spiky ends and a gem in the middle. But we don't know where this icon
And it's like shining and golden. Definitely, in my opinion, supposed to look like some kind of sun motif, but
comes from. We would get the answer if we knew who Magi was. But Magi was originally a reference to a comic, so we honestly have no idea where this one could be from.
Nibor, thank you very much for subbing with your Prime for 9 months.
Ruby Crystal is unfortunately very generic. Doran's Ring, just like all the other Doran's items, have a lot of lore behind them. They were crafted by the legendary craftsman Doran, who's from Ionia. And if you wanna learn about him, we have a long video for him. Tear of the Goddess first appeared in a Shuriman tomb. We know that because of Ezreal. Spell Thief's Edge is a Freljordian dagger, because eventually in its final form, it reveals a shard of true ice. Steel shoulder guards are a piece of Demacian armor. They eventually upgrade into pauldrons of White Rock, which follow the Crown Guard aesthetics. Relic Shield eventually upgrades into Bulwark of the Mountain, which reveals this to be a Targonian item. Spectral Sickle upgrades into Black Mist Scythe, so of course it comes from the Shadow Isles. Unfortunately, the icon on Amplifying Tome is still a mystery to us, so we still don't know where this item comes from. The theme of Null Magic Mantle would fit Demacia, but aesthetically it doesn't, so it has to be from somewhere else. Khal still has the Noxian design, but metal twisting is also possible in other regions, such as Ionia or Ishtal, but the Reaping theme fits Shadow Isles, so this could be from anywhere. Elixir of Iron comes from Freljord. We know that because of Legends of Runeterra. This also revealed Elixir of Wrath to come from Noxus. Cloak of Agility could be from anywhere. Stopwatch is obviously Piltover. The gem in Crystalline Bracer was swapped from blue to green.
Shuriman.
I doubt this has a story reason, I just think that this was a clarity change, so it looks different from all the other gold and green items. Still, it looks Shuriman. Kirch's Shard still looks Ionian. It's the only place where they would use lightning for their attacks. That's besides the far north of Freljord, where Volibear is. Sheen is still very much a true ice weapon. Chainvest was confirmed to be Demacian, just like Winged Moonplate, which might be the bottom half of the Gargoyle Stoneplate. Kindle Gem looks very Ionian, but the twirly design really fits Yordles. Bramblevest is definitely an item crafted either in Ionia or Ishtal. Both are places where they would use nature as a weapon. Forbidden Idol definitely comes from the Shadow Isles. It's a corrupted gem. Executioner's Calling is an awesome Zonite blade. And interestingly, Oblivion Orb also looks like a Zonite invention. But it could also be some magical device from the Blessed Isles. Rage Knife could be from anywhere. But the original Jinsu's Rage Blade was theorized to be from Ionia. Maybe that's where the knife is from as well. Blasting Wand is quite generic. Ether Wisp is obviously from the Shadow Isles. They removed the Nordic design from Pickaxe, so although previously it looked like Freljordian tool, now it could be from anywhere. Giant's Belt is still probably referencing the Giants of Ionia, which we have recently learned about in the story of Doran. Vampiric Scepter only really fits the Crimson Cult of Vladimir. Once again, thematically Negatron Cloak fits Demacia. but it doesn't fit Demacia aesthetically. Boots of Swiftness have an amazing aesthetic that seems to be referencing Nunu's traveling tribe. Glacial Shroud was renamed to Glacial Buckler, which fits since it's a Freljordian shield. Fiendish Codex could be from anywhere where there are cultists. Ionian Boots of Lucidity are obviously Ionian. Seeker's Armguard is probably the reason why Crystalline Bracer was changed from blue to green. The two items looked very similar. But according to Greyor, the shopkeeper on the Howling Abyss, Seeker's Armguard used to belong to Lysandra. Then there are the 4 items only available on ARAM. None of those were updated, and I doubt these were made part of the world. Recurve Bow could be from anywhere. Warden's Mail might be referencing a couple of different places, but 2 places stand out. We have the Wardens of Demacia, where this armor could fit, or the Wardens of the Blessed Isles, where this armor could fit even more. Mobility Boots are an awesome Zonite invention. Bammy Cinder is likely from Ishtal. Hextech Alternator is obviously Piltover. Bandleglass Mirror probably leads into Bandle City, hence it being a Yordle item. If you look closer, Berserk's Graves are actually quite generic, so they could come from any army. Sorcerer's Shoes, however, use the Ishtali aesthetics, so I'm fairly confident that's where these shoes are from. Phage could be from anywhere. Plated Steel Caps are from Noxus, there is no denying that. Hearthbound X is likely referencing Ornn's people. Those Freljordians were not called the Hearthbound, but the Hearthblood. Either way, very likely a reference to Ornn. Mercury's threats could be Demacian, but that's only because of the little icon on it. Caulfield.
I think you're going to find that through the majority of this, I don't have anything to say. There's not really anything that I can react to here. This is just him listing all the items. I don't have any commentary really for any of this, so kind of just learning, taking his interpretations for some of these things, so yeah.
Hammer also seems to be Demacian, just because it is similar to the Hammer of Orlon. Serrated Dirk could be from anywhere. But then we have Storing Wardstone, which upgrades into Watchful Wardstone, which upgrades into Vigilant Wardstone. What is awesome is that the lower version of this item have a passive called Blooming Empire. This is what you need to level the item up. And Blooming Empire on its own is definitely referencing Ishtal, since Ishtal is one massive region that is surrounded by massive walls of plants.
Sure.
But when it is actually upgraded into the Vigilant Wardstone,
visions of
its
Ishtal.
passive is renamed to Visions of Ishtal, confirming that the Wardstones come from Ishtal. Tiamat is definitely Shriman, which is likely the case of Zeal, only because I can't place it anywhere else. Verdant Barrier seem to have the aesthetic of 2 different places. Either it also comes from Ishtal, just like the Wardstones, or this could be referencing the Blessed Isles, because those curvy lines match the art we can find on Universe really well. Also, it later upgrades into Banshee's Veil, which definitely looks like an item that should be pushing back the Black Mist, hence why I think that this might be from the Blessed Isles. Iron Spike Whip is definitely a Noxian weapon. In fact, such a weapon was used by Tenef in the latest story where Noxus captured Riven. Needlessly Large Rod could still be from anywhere. I honestly don't know where we would find Chinese dragons on Runeterra.
Needlessly Large Rod, something I've always got in the inventory. You know what I mean? Don't even have to buy that shit. Just on hand. It's my default item right there.
Spectral Scowl comes from the Shadow Isles. Blighting Jewel definitely looks like a Void Corrupted gem. BF Sword still very much looks Demacian. And then we have Quicksilver Sash, an item that has to be either Ishtali or from Ionia. Those are the only 2 places that could liquefy items, which means that Mercurial Scimitar could be from there as well. Hex Drinker could be from anywhere. Lost Chapter is likely from the Shadow Isles. Leeching Leer is an awesome Void Corrupted staff. Noon Quiver might be a Solari item. Last Whisper could be from anywhere. Aegis of the Legion definitely belongs to Demacia. Chemtech Purifier is another...
No, that definitely belongs to God King Skovald.
Aegis of the Legion definitely belongs to Demacia. Chemtech Purifier is another awesome Zonite invention, very much in the theme of spewing out fumes. Redemption, unfortunately, is very vague. I have no idea where it could be from. Knight's Vow will likely belong to the original kingdom of the Ruined King. Mikael's Blessing might be Ionian, but that's only because I have no idea where else it could be from. Ionia is the only place where bells actually had value. Same goes for Ardent Censer. These censers were used by the Shadow Order, so it might be Ionian as well. Staff of the Flowing Water might be referencing the Marai, which are Nami's people. But Nami's people already have a valuable staff, the one that turns you into the Tidecaller. So this staff might be used by the mages of Ishtal instead. Zeke's Convergence could be from anywhere, although I do like to think that this is a Piltover invention. Void Staff might belong to the original mages of Icathia. Zonia's Hourglass might also come from Icathia, because that's where Zillion had the most influence. Morellonomicon could be from anywhere. Manamoon aesthetically fits either Ionia,
Morellonomicon?
Morellonomicon could
Almost sounds like a Tom Morello reference. Morellonomicon. I mean, that looks like some pretty Shadow Isles type shit, but yeah, who knows?
Could be from anywhere. Manamoon aesthetically fits either Ionia, Ishtal, or Targon. Jinsu's Rageblade, as we already mentioned, was always theorized to be Ionian.
Wait, what did he just say?
Or Targon. Could be from anywhere. Manamoon aesthetically fits either Ionia, Ishtal, or Targon.
I would definitely say that's an Ionian blade. Look at the name of it. And also, I feel like this twisting theme I've seen in Ionia before. But the name, I feel like, that's not very Ishtal or Targonian, in my opinion. That's, yeah. Morello was also one of the lead devs. Oh, cool. Nice. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Jinsu's Rageblade, as we already mentioned, was always theorized to be Ionian. Shuralia's Battle Song definitely looks like a Shuriman item. Although here the gem is old, it was now updated for the item to stand out. Abyssal Mask definitely looks corrupted by the Void. Mortal Reminder looks like a Zonaite bow, which is strange because they never use bows in Zone.
Isn't Mortal Reminder also one of the names of one of the Pentakill songs? Am I imagining that?
So it might be actually Noxian. Same goes for Thornmail. Definitely a black iron Noxian armor. Rapid Fire Cannon probably comes from Bilgewater.
Oh, Pentakill songs could be named after the items.
Stormrazor looks like an Ionian blade. Frozen Heart is another shard of true ice. Randuin's Omen is a massive Demacian shield. Locket of the Iron Solari belonged to the Iron Solari, therefore it is from Targon. Imperial Mantle could be from anywhere.
Mandate.
The crest on the banner looks like the one we can find on the Dark Seal. So maybe all those three items are from the same place. We just don't know where it's from.
I mean, it's red. It could almost be like Mordekaiser times or something. But it looks maybe Noxian tribes or something. I mean, they're an empire. Imperial. It's red. I don't know. Looks like it was planted on a battlefield or something.
It could be the ancient kingdom of Mordekaiser.
Yeah.
Kempang Chainsword is definitely Zonite. Moonstone Renewer is likely referencing the Moonstones of the Marai, which they get from Diana in exchange for Abyssal Perils. Guardian Angel looks like a Targonian blade. Same goes from Umber Glaive. It could be a Lunari weapon. Serpent's Fang is definitely a reference to the Serpent Isles. Lord Dominic's Regards is definitely a Noxian crossbow. Phantom Dancer comes from the Shadow Isles, just like Spirit Visage. And visually, this item has a lot of details. I wouldn't be surprised if we learned more about it in the game about the Ruined King. Essence Reaver also
This is before the Ruined King came out as a Steam game.
seems to be from the
5
Shadow
years
Isles.
ago, this is-
Dead Man's Blade is literally Gangplank's shoulder pad. Edge of the Night definitely looks like Talon's cloak, so it could be from Noxus. The passive on Force of Nature was renamed. Originally it was referencing Ishtal, now it is just Absorb. I do think they made this change for clarity, because aesthetically it still seems to come from Ishtal. However, now we have no proof. Archangel Staff is likely Targonian. Warmock's armor was once confirmed in a tweet to be crafted by Yordles. However, in-game we have no proof of that. Lichbane could be from anywhere. Nasher's Tooth is definitely a dagger corrupted by the Void. The three eyes are referencing Malzahar's Voidlings. Rylai's Crystal Scepter seems to be from Freljord. Yomu's Ghostblade is likely from Ionia. Sanguine Blade might be referencing the Crimson Cult of Vladimir. Horizon Focus, definitely a Piltover invention. Cosmic Drive looks like the crown a loon is wearing, so this might be a Lunari. Demonic Embrace is definitely
Interesting as well. Metal crown, golden icon, blue eyes. Cosmic Drive.
a loon is wearing, so this might be a Lunari. Demonic Embrace is definitely an Ionian helmet. Its passive is even referencing the Azakana.
Yeah.
Silvermare Dawn is Demacian. Silvermare is where Lux and Garen were born. The Collector comes from Bilgewater. Starrock's Gauge is a creator reference, so it could be from anywhere. Wit's End could also come from anywhere. Blade of the Ruined King belongs to the Ruined King. It fits the blade shown in the cinematic.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Mist Edge, Siphon.
Maw of Malmortius looks amazing, but we have no idea where it's from. It could be corrupted by the Void, or it could be crafted this way by some mage in Noxus. Death's Dance still has the eye in it, so this still
Looks like
might
a
be
Darkin
a
weapon.
Darkin weapon.
Yeah.
Sunfire Aegis is definitely Shuriman. Hextech Rocket Belt is definitely Piltover invention. Riftmaker is definitely a corrupted Void item. It heavily resembles Vel'Koz.
Yeah.
Night Harvester might be referencing the Lunari, but I think it's more likely to be referencing the Shadow Isle.
Yeah, I mean, its ability is the Reaping. So, yeah, I would probably agree with that.
Especially the giant axe which Rasa has. Frostfire Gauntlet is referencing Freljord. Turbo Chem Tank is an awesome reference to Zonaite augments. Unfortunately, they didn't keep the old name, Cataclysm Suit. Duskblade of Darkthar still seems to be from the Shadow Order, in Ionia. Eclipse is likely a Lunari weapon.
Yep.
Prowler's Claw probably belongs to some monk in Ionia. Black Lever was crafted from Noxian Black Iron. Ravenous Hydra also seems to be a Noxian axe. Gargle Stoneplate referencing Galio in Demacia. Titanic Hydra also seems to be crafted in Noxus. Gore Drinker could be from anywhere, but the blunt edges on the top might be referencing the design of Noxus.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a Noxian weapon. Those kind of angled flail edges look almost like the Immortal Bastion to a degree.
Stridebreaker, however, seems to be Freljordian. Divine Sunderer could be from anywhere. I honestly don't even know what the icon is showing. The floating blades of Trinity Force look like they are from Ionia. Infinity Edge still could be from anywhere. We have no idea. Bloodthirster seem to have the old Blood Mage Noxian design. Runan's Hurricane might be Ionian, because
Yeah, that last one almost looks like a Black Rose weapon.
Blood Mage Noxian design. Runan's Hurricane might be Ionian, because I don't know where else it could be from. It might also be an old Darkin weapon.
Wind's Fury. Runan. Yeah, I would agree.
Liandry's Anguish likely comes from the Shadow Isles, originally from the Blessed Isles. Luden's Tempest could be from anywhere. Everfrost is definitely
Could be.
from the Blessed Isles. Luden's Tempest
Almost has some of those like Targonian motifs to it. Crescent shapes and the spike that comes out. More crescent shapes. Echo.
be from anywhere. Everfrost is definitely from Freljord. Gale Force might also be from Ionia, but only because I don't
Isn't Infinity's Blade an item crafted by Ornn? Maybe. Yeah, we already know where Infinity Edge comes from. In Sons of Nunu, Ornn was crafting one Infinity Edge. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, didn't know that.
know where else it could be from. Kraken Slayer is definitely a Bilgewaterian canon.
Yeah.
Immortal Shieldbow is from Noxus. Navori Quickblades reference Navori, the capital city of Ionia. Cerilda's Gurch is Freljordian,
This video's older, I think. Yeah. I figured.
referencing Cerilda, one of the three sisters of Freljord. Rabadon's Deathcap seems to be one of the artifacts locked in Noxus. That's where Vygar was tormented, but we still have no
Vygar.
idea where this item could be originally from. But that is it for all the items. Finally now we can move on to other topics. Once again, as I said, Riot designed all these items with Runeterra in mind.
That's the most important thing in my opinion, is that like keeping in mind that the items and other things in the game are like, it's not like they're literally there in the Rift and that the Rift is like a real place or anything. It's just more that like the items are set in the world of Runeterra, so they should have lore relevance. It's the same argument that I make for like shard of violence and stuff like that, which give hints about the nature of the world runes and stuff. So that's why I think it's important to recognize that. It's not like a lot of that was basically him just like looking at the design of the item and making an assertion about where it's from, which I, okay. But I think really what's more interesting for me is the significance of specific items in the world, and how League is not completely detached from like the canon stuff in the world of Runeterra.
Knew these items had to fit somewhere in the world, but for some of them they were specifically vague so that we would have a room to speculate. Which means if you saw something which I missed,
it's also a helmet called Demonic Embrace with a glowing purple gem on it. So like if you wanted to take it a step further, you could maybe speculate that like there is a demon infused into this helmet and mask. I mean, we've seen Yone use a magical blade to like basically seal demons Azakana inside masks. So considering that a helmet is something you would put on, it's not like a stretch of the imagination to me to think that like this is some kind of demonically infused helmet that like you basically leverage via the energy that's coming from the mask, from the helmet, from the gem, or whatever it might be. And hell, the gem might be part of the binding mechanism that keeps it bound, like what they've done with what's her name? Briar. She has this like pillory thing attached to her, but it has these gems on it, and the gems are basically what keeps her like bound. And so, that's blood magic and something, blood magic and demons and all that aren't related, obviously, but if they were, that would make some sense in terms of like it being used as the binding agent to help keep it in there or something. So also think of Hex Crystal like a magic container. Sure. Also, a year ago, within the last year, Riot recently said they were going to add flavor to the items to showcase some lore. I don't know if they've started doing that. Interesting. Have you heard of our mother and savior Zolani? No, I don't know. I've never heard of Zolani. I don't know who that is. Good afternoon, stream. Got my girlfriend into E33 and we've been rewatching your playthrough. Oh, thanks, Fonz. I hope you enjoy it. That's awesome.
please let me know. Some of these items might be referencing future lore, and I would hate to miss it.
Sure. Cool. Good video. An older one. I just wanted to get that one done because it's been in the Discord for a very long time. But I have Hall of Legends stuff. I don't know how long these are, but Zolani is the Dark End healer. Oh, the one that invented blood magic? This is 38 minutes long, dude. Oh, man. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta grab a drink. Most new items have flavor text? Yeah, so a lot of that stuff's probably out of date. Oh, Zolani's the inventor of blood magic? Oh, right. So did she make good blood magic or like bad blood?
Indeed.
No? Which one is it? Yo, Revol, thank you very much for the 8-month resub. Appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Yeah, so there's actually no evidence that Zolani invented blood magic. In fact, Zolani as a priestess, before she ever became a Darkin, was actually following in the footsteps of her parents as a healer and used an ancient form of hemomancy. So just to clarify, and feel free to find a source to prove me wrong here, but Zolani didn't invent blood magic. Hemomancy is ancient and likely far predates Zolani. And she attempted to employ it on the other Darkin to try to control them, yes. But there's nothing that says she invented it. That's an assumption that people, including Necrit, have made from reading her short story and bio. In my opinion. But nothing actually says that Zolani invented that. In fact, I'd argue that blood magic was actually even used by Sanuzal to bind Katash Lee and Atakan together into the helmet. So now the Darkin, because of Zolani, could have led to a lot of the spread of blood magic techniques, but in most fantasy settings, blood magic is extremely ancient. It's usually one of the oldest magic types because it's sacrificial in nature typically. So you'll have like ancient dark tribes of people doing blood magic and sacrifice to the gods and shit like that. So I just very much doubt that Zolani created it. She used, as the text says, an ancient form of hemomancy, which is blood magic. But I took that as to say that, like, it existed before she ever used it. I was kind of trolling you guys by pretending I didn't know who Zolani was. I know exactly who Zolani is. I probably spend more time reading about the Darkin and the demons than like anything else. I wonder if it has to do anything with the worship of Volibear. He did kind of bleed everywhere. Well, it's interesting you say that because blood magic, in the case of like World of Warcraft, is tied to like life. And potentially ancient, like, primal forms of druidism and stuff. So Volibear does talk about blood and sacrifice. He says himself, his name is his and his alone. If that doesn't scream demon, I don't know what does. Well, Skag. If something isn't overtly a demon, then it's not a demon. Demons aren't just a subclass of a greater classification of spiritual entities, right? And Volibear and the gods of the Freljord are definitely not that, right? It's just different names for the same shit. Ionians call demons Azakana. It doesn't mean that other demons aren't Azakana. It's all the same thing. So. But demons, again, could be a specific subclass of spiritual entities. But it's just like, considering the relationship between them is still important, even if they're not identical. What about Evelyn's goon gang? Yeah, she's terrifying. But not all demons look the same. Is this Sessions Vi? It is. It's become like my go-to background music. I used it for a video and I was like, this is kind of sick. Plus it's all copyright safe. It's hard to know how the God of the Freljords, Gods of the Freljord came to be. Ornn is still alive and powerful, even with almost no one knowing he exists, so maybe not the same thing as demon. That's not how demons work. Demons don't gain power by people knowing that they exist. They gain power by feeding upon negative emotions. Shit like that. I think what you're thinking more of is like a spiritual entity like, say, Kindred, who does rely upon, to some degree, the reverence, awareness of it. Otherwise, it as a spirit falls into irrelevance and will be consumed by the ether fiend. Right? So, a spirit, especially a spirit's true death, comes from when they're forgotten. Some would say that's when man's true death happens too. A really interesting thing, though, that I've noticed is that the line between mortals and spirits and demons tends to blur. And it's actually been suggested in posts by rioters in the past that because of the magical exposure that Jinn has had, that although Jinn himself is not a demon, they suggest in this post, I can try to find it for you, one of you guys found it for me before, that when Jinn dies, who knows what would happen then? Because when Jinn dies, all of this magical influence of his weapons and stuff may essentially cause him to take on a magical spiritual essence and become a demon. Let that sink in. Mortals are just, they're it's not as though they don't have spirit. It's just inside of a mortal vessel, right? So it might not be as inherently magical as something like a Yordle, for instance, but ultimately, like, there's a conversion that can happen. You can go from being mortal to spiritual or demonic, like we've seen in the case of Yone, and Atakana Katashli, a blending of demon and mortal. So, like, they can be compatible to some degree. I mean, look at what happened with Sanuzal. Guy was literally a mortal, fucking died, and then became an immortal fucking godlike entity that is basically like pure magical and spiritual energy at this point, bound into a suit of armor. So think about it like the ethereals from WoW. You know what I mean? They were once mortal beings, but exposure to magic for long enough or abruptly enough can turn them into magical beings. They transcend mortality. So, demons sound more akin to Shah, or at least with the Ionian ones, if they feed off negative emotions. The Shah kind of do, but the Shah are also simultaneously the manifestations of those emotions. And I really urge people to consider demons in Runeterra to be the same thing. If demons are feeding upon your emotion and the shape that they take and the alignment that they form by going from a minor Azakana spirit to a greater demon as they consume and can apply more of a wider scope to what they're feeding upon, they're a reflection of people. Like, they might be a spiritual negative energy that is feeding, yes, but the thing that they feed on, you are what you eat, right? So ultimately, the Azakana are not just manifestations separate from humanity. They're actually a reflection. Because their very being is informed by that which they consume. So the evil of demons is our evil. It's our joy. It's our fear. It's all of our energy that is informing and causing them to grow. And I wouldn't say that a demon is evil just by nature of the fact that it has to consume. That's just what it does. That's what everything does. When something finds a veritable food source, it'll use it. Some demons even feed on good. Right, that's why I said joy in the case of Ashlesh. Which is one of the kings, too. So, speaking of a demon king, speaking of the demon king, we got this Faker Hall of Legends. 38 fucking minute song. This better be a banger. All right, here we go.
전설이 되기 위해 필요한 건 무엇일까요?
Pastor June, nice.
Undisputed best team in the world. Your shockwave will find them all. Unkillable Demon King rebuilt his throne with the skulls of his enemies. Form is temporary. Baker is forever.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
마스터리, 숙련도죠. 전설의 전장의 5개의 기동 중 하나입니다. 게임을 얼마나 잘하느냐를 말하는 거죠. 자, 페이커의 이력서 한번 볼까요? LCK 10회 우승, MSI 2회 우승, 그리고 월드 무려 4회 우승입니다. 사실 페이커는 떡잎부터 달랐죠.
He's built different.
어릴 때부터 게임을 좋아했던 페이커는 정말 엄청난 속도로 롤이라는 게임을 마스터해버렸죠.
네, 이제 프로하기 전에 제가 랭크 게임은 좀 무서워가지고 많이 안 돌렸는데 이제 일반 게임을 많이 하다가 게임이 좀 안 잡히더라고요. 그때부터 좀 랭크
He
게임을
was too fucking good to play normal
많이
games.
시작했습니다.
He had to be forced into ranks so that he could play against people that were actually good enough to fucking fight him.
The hype here in Korea around this SK Telecom team.
Oh my god, look at how small it is. Oh
페이커
my
선수가
god.
데뷔전이 그 앰비션 선수하고 붙었었는데
This is fucking 2013. Like, I know it's like a regional thing here, but like, bro. It's so small. Holy shit.
앰비션 선수가 한국 3대 미디어거든요. 근데 그때도 제가 해설을 했었거든요. 그 기억이 지금 생생하네요.
So good that he can
Oh
keep
my
up.
god, the
I'm
UI,
curious
dude.
to see how well Kaepernick can do this, like, because he's been typically a relatively weak player.
Whoa, ambition.
I lived that. I mean, most of us have. That was only 12 years ago. But yeah. Oh, you mean like watching this live? Yeah, I thought you were talking about like esports in general at the time. Yeah. It was, and it's in Korea. It was worse in other regions. Yeah. I watched like some league stuff because it was just like everywhere at the time. And so I vaguely remember seeing some stuff back in the day, but I was always way more into Counter-Strike. I loved Counter-Strike. So in 2012 to 2014, that's what I was watching. And it was amazing. I mean, esports, I just feel like esports around like 2012 to like 2015 or 16 is like peak. I feel like that, for me anyway, that's like when it was the best. Like Katowice 2014 for Counter-Strike was just insane. Like Cologne 2015, just it was insane. So yeah, I kind of look upon those that era as like the greatest era of esports.
Blood Faker just executes ambition in that mid lane.
중급의 미드였으면 평범한 미드였으면 그렇게 빛나지 않았을 텐데 앰비션을 뚫어버렸으니
앰비션 선수가 그때 진화하는 그 타이밍이 있었는데 그 진화를 그걸 활용하겠다는 생각을 했던 거잖아요, 페이커 선수가. 또 실행하는 건 다른 내용이었는데 그 자신감 자체가 굉장히 좀 대단해서 많은 분들께서 충격을 받았던 장면이었어요, 이 장면은요.
지금도 이제 그 분노가 아직도 기억에 날 정도로 되게 인상 깊었던 그런 게임이었던 것 같고요. 아, 그리고 제가 늘 하는 이야기인데 되게 농담이라고 사람들이 생각을 하더라고요. 페이커 선수가 이제 뭐 3,000킬을 하든 4,000킬을 하든 5,000킬을 하든 기록도 잘 못할 겁니다. 하지만 첫 킬은 기억을 하죠. 네, 접니다. 나를 첫 번째로 킬해줘서 고맙다, 다녀가. 내 이름 한번 불러다오.
또 이렇게 시간이 많이 흘러가지고 옛날에 있던 일을 이렇게 또 앰비션 선수가 재밌게 말씀해 주시니까 저도 기분이 좋은 것 같습니다.
대앰비션을 상대로 이렇게 강렬한 데뷔전을 치른 페이커는 정말 무서운 속도로 앞으로 나아갔습니다.
It's crazy to think that since this came out, he's won 2 more worlds. That's fucking crazy. When did this come out? 1 year ago. What? It's got to be, what's the actual date? June 14th, 2024. So a year and a half ago, really. That's wild.
Of course, as well. Faker, he gets the charm on Namada, and he lights him out. They're not done yet. Impact has to dash away Faker with the chains. He's going to go in and assassinate Elise.
These are some of the most impressive LeBlanc plays I have ever seen, Noah.
I'm like, even though I only have a mat on the floor, I think he's in the bed. Oh,
Set
Faker, maybe
action.
in trouble. Your death
Oh, I've seen this one.
Clean it up for Ryu. Oh, look at the
Oh,
look
dude,
at the
that's
moves.
so disgusting.
What
That's
was
so
that?
disgusting, dude.
There's just no way you could encapsulate, every
Dude, at literally 1/5 of your HP, that should not happen. That's just so fucking insane. What an insane fucking Zed play that is.
iota.
That is fucking I gotta watch that again. I don't even play League, and I mean, I do a little bit, so I can appreciate how fucking insane this is, dude. Shadow clone or not, I don't give a fuck. This is insane.
No, Faker maybe in trouble. Your death mark tries to clean it up for Ryu. Oh, look at the,
The
look at
movement is
moves.
insane.
Faker,
The
what
movement
was
is insane, dude. That is just like, oh my god. If that happens to you, you can't even. I don't care how good you are. You can't even be mad. He's just too fucking good. He's just too good. You can't even be mad. Like, what are you mad about? That he's just the GOAT? Like, what do you do about that?
There's just
He was so mad. I mean, in the moment, I'm sure you're mad. But upon reflection, you just got to look at that and be like, dude.
Look at the moves. Faker, what was that?
There's just no way you could encapsulate, every iota of what just happened in front of me when I was casting that.
I can't believe I just saw
He
that.
actually won that duel.
And that game is what put Faker and to a large part Korean League of Legends on the map.
Look at the moves. Faker, what was that?
이 장면은 절벽사인데 그 장면 페이커 선수 잘했다고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 인정합니다.
We gotta introduce you guys to Faker if you haven't seen him already. He might be just the best mid laner in the world.
Might just be.
Going on. Reginald putting some pressure down, but Faker actually turning him down a lot of damage. Reginald goes aggressive, pushes the ultimate, gonna get caught out.
I get shit on Reginald. That guy is fucking. Oh, yikes.
Gets him down.
If we play against Faker, I'm either gonna get dumpstered mid and learn something new, or I'll do fine and still learn something new.
Faker just takes lanes that might not be as one-sided as people
Probably
think,
the first.
and he just dominates them.
We have to consider they've
Oh, no!
once again.
Oh, no,
my lord! They are gonna fall one after the other in the I think I can mentality. Inhibitor turn in 12 minutes.
Cool was like, Faker senpai, please no stop. And Faker was like, I'm not human. Like, I'm a robot programmed to play mid perfectly.
CLG, bro. Man, that's like a name I haven't seen. Again, I don't keep up with League Esports, but that's a name I haven't seen in like CS in a long time. Is CLG still a thing? He needs to be proud he make the strongest try hard. What the fuck are you talking about? I think he's basically saying that he should be proud he's so good that he makes even the best players have to try their ass off. I think that's what he's saying. CLG's kind of dead. That's what I thought. I haven't heard anything about Counter Logic in a while. The old Aatrox is more my playstyle. I missed. Yeah, I haven't played Aatrox yet. I do want to get in because I have Zahen. I play top, so I would like to try Zahen top. That'd be pretty cool. I haven't played League in a while. It's been a while.
불사대마왕. 이만큼 성공적이고 또 인상적인 데뷔 연도를 보낸 루키가 또 있을까요?
이때 엄청 기분 좋았죠. 지금 다시 생각해보면 아 얘가 게임을 진짜 잘 알았구나. 그가 한 5, 6년 더 앞섰구나라는 생각 많이 했었어요.
They will be the Season 3 World Champions here at the Staples Center.
마스터리란 단어는 놀랍게도 현재뿐이 아닌 11년 전에 페이커에게도 참 어울린다는 거죠. 2013년 그렇게 페이커의 시대가 시작됩니다.
Imagine being so good they call you the unkillable Demon King. I know, dude. That is one of the most insane fucking aura farming titles I've ever heard. Like, that is fucking insane. That is insane. Like, that's crazy. It's your Sargeras. New Aatrox has amazingly chunky animations, but old Aatrox had a really fun playstyle. It was funny that he became meta for a bit right before his rework. And you can have that title in-game. It's crazy to get. You can get that as a title? Damn. All roads lead to me gives me chills. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. Looks like CLG merged with another team, NRG, in 2023, but that team has since disbanded as well. Yeah. Yep, another one of the short-lived esports orgs. The Ari skin, wait until the Demon King sees these prices. Removed voice line.
Creativity to me in League of Legends is using tools that other players are not using.
NA League esports is just a tragedy over all the last 5 years? Yeah. NA esports in general, you mean? Have you looked at the Counter-Strike NA scene? It's not, yeah. 1,000 years later, archaeologists will see this video and think Faker was our deity, and they won't be that far off. But why? I don't know. I don't know. I wonder if it has to do with teams and org owners looking for short-term gains, trying to buy talent, and it not really paying off. I feel like the NA scene, I don't know, kind of just like, I don't know. It seems to me like some NA teams care more about, and I get it, they're trying to get paid, the sponsorships and money than they do about winning. But it depends on really when you're talking about and what game and what team. Like, you know, I mean, every NA team was just a bunch of Korean imports that couldn't get on good teams. I mean, I'm not talking just about League of Legends. When I talk about esports, I'm more so talking about Counter-Strike. So that's definitely not true. NA League teams barely have players from NA. It's all Europeans and Koreans. Sure, okay, right. Again, but this isn't an issue specific to NA. Or to League, excuse me. That's what I'm trying to say. This is not unique to League. So I don't know what it is. I think I don't know. Maybe each situation is different. There might not be just like a general reason for why NA esports is not particularly good. I don't know if there's like one core reason. Yeah, it might be. It might just vary depending on the situation. Economy, I'd say. I do think that's a big part of it. So it's hard to keep up with the grind set that South Korean and other Asian territories have with their team houses in 18-hour days. Yeah, no, I totally get that. I mean, I think that exists for certain NA teams as well. I just think what I'm trying to say is that I agree that there is probably less of a focus on grinding quite like that. And I guess what I'm trying to kind of ask and think about is like, what is the difference? And I think that maybe it's because the NA teams are less focused, I don't know, on winning and more about, I don't know what it is. I'm not saying they don't want to win. I'm just saying I wonder if they care more about getting the bag than winning. But when you win, you get the bag. You get more sponsors and stuff like that too. So like, I just think for me, I just wonder if it's like more of a short-term most gains that you could possibly get versus like long-term investment, actually building a legacy and being good at the game. You know what I mean? I just like, I think it's almost like a contrast of like short-term profit versus like long-term investment that will pay off. That's honestly like, that's how I see a lot of NA esports. So, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm sure, again, I think that each situation could be different. Plank, thank you very much for the 14-month resub, by the way. I don't think I said that. I don't know if you know, like a couple weeks ago, Faker received the highest honor for an athlete in Korea. Yeah, I saw the pictures of him sitting at the fucking table with like the president and like the prime minister or whatever. Like a bunch of basically like royalty or whatever. Wouldn't say short term, more likely safe money versus more but risky. But which side is the safe money and which side is the more but risky? I'm not sure what you're saying. With the premier, yeah, the premier, not the prime minister, the premier. Yeah. NA players lived very comfy and grew lazy over the years while orgs lose shitloads of money. Right. And I don't know, maybe that's not related to the idea of investing and continuing to get better and really like building a leg. I don't know. I could be wrong as well, but I sort of felt like NA players kind of got like tossed around and switched teams a lot more. Like it's sometimes felt like there wasn't I don't know, like if there wasn't an immediate return on like or like win, people are more willing to just like switch teams or something. And maybe I just perceive that because I pay more attention to NA things because I live here. And maybe that's a thing everywhere and I just don't know. But it just, I don't know. It seemed like there just wasn't really NA esports to me, just doesn't seem, for whatever reason, just didn't seem as focused on longevity. And maybe that's because they don't want to grind for 18 hours a day. And I can't necessarily say I blame them, but NA paid the best years ago. That's why everyone wanted to go over there. But that was years ago though. So yeah, even if they were people that were coming from other countries and playing for NA teams, the deals that they were getting made more sense. But since that's not as profitable, they're burning more money or whatever, for whatever reason that is, you think that maybe that's affected the quality of players on the teams, and as a result, NA's just suffered. It's a quick money grab, sadly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the reason necessarily. That's just kind of the way that I've perceived it over time. I don't know.
To defeat what is currently the most popular and meta strategies.
So Faker's played 83 unique champions, more than any other mid laner in pro play. This man plays basically everything, and considering there's a bunch of champs who will just not be viable mid laners, he's played most of any conceivable mid laner, period.
Freak. Riot game designer, former commentator. Sorry, I keep pausing a lot. This is why things like this are sometimes better not on stream, because I'm going to pause a fucking shitload. Problem with NA League is that it's all in LA and there's no like city pride teams. Like EU has teams based on specific countries, so it's a national pride also. Yeah, we have like regional stuff for like American football and basketball teams and stuff, but it's such a huge fucking country that like the only team that we have that's like the American team is like the Olympics. Right? Like other than that, there is no like Team USA. Like, and even though the country's huge and has 50 states, some of which are bigger than European countries, it's just like there's like no identity there at all. And so I think that it is missing something that like traditional sports have, like football and like soccer have, in that like you have all these different European countries that have like their one team, and that's who they root for. And I don't like, America doesn't really feel like that to me. Like you could be in, when it comes to football, because that's American football is such like an American sport generally, which they're trying to like branch out to other places. It's just it's so funny because we're the United States of America, but even in our sports, we feel very divided. It's very weird. Like there's so many different NFL football teams. There's so many different NBA basketball teams. Even if you're into hockey, there's different stuff there. And it's like, it's interesting. Like, we don't really band together behind one single thing outside of the Olympics, which is only every 4 years or whatever it is. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. When I traveled to NA, I got shocked. You guys are addicted to betting in sports. The commercials of bets in sports was spamming on TV all the time. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of exploitation of addiction and gambling and stuff in this country for sure. I mean, it's everywhere, but it's not, I don't think it's just America. Like when I watch like streams, Star Ladder and stuff like that, or whatever other tournaments they might be having for Counter-Strike, even if they're European held tournaments, it's all betting. And I don't know if that's just being shown to us or if they'd have different broadcasts that give different advertisements or something. Twitch chat doesn't really seem to act like they do. And maybe it's because Twitch is like an American hosted and owned company or something like that. But it's like sports betting is everywhere. I don't bet on sports at all. I think it's like one of the quickest ways to lose money. I don't bet it. I just don't make bets. Fuck that. I don't like that. I think the most just America thing is people caring so much about college sports. Yeah, college sports has been heavily diluted as well because of just over the table paying of players and I don't know. There's definitely been like, so you have like colleges like the University of Oregon, the Oregon Ducks, and Ohio State and Alabama, and places that not only have, you know, in the case of some of those Big Ten teams and stuff, actual track records for like winning national championships, but it's basically just become like whatever schools for the most part have the most money, that's where players are generally going to go, because now they can just like openly pay, which they were doing a lot of paying under the table before, but it was against the fucking rules. And so there's been a lot of dilution of like, I don't know, like they've broken down like conferences and stuff and combined them because I don't know, it's just it's, I'm not like super well versed on it, so it just seems like to me it just seems very diluted. Like the spirit of the game in a lot of ways is lost. To me it's like it's all about money. It's yeah, I just think that like, I don't know. I just think we live in a country where like, at least I do, where people with money are like revered and looked at as like they're literally worth more as like human beings. And like what most people aspire to is just having money. And that's how people measure success and happiness. And people will exploit gambling and all sorts of stuff to, I don't know. It just seems like everything is diluted. It's, I don't know. It's pretty depressing. The American urge to corporatize everything. Yeah. And people try to separate corporatism from capitalism. And unfortunately, I don't think you can completely separate them from one another like that. Like, unfortunately, capitalism does allow for corporatism to get to the point that it has, where one company owns fucking 15% of all the other businesses. Like, I don't know. It's sad. So yeah, I don't expect that NA esports is gonna get any better. I don't think that that's gonna happen anytime soon. So I'm starting to hear Johnny in my ear, and I'm all here for. I'm here all for it. I mean, I've been saying this stuff since before I played Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk just highlights the same problems. So, yeah. I will never forget that AI Bundy scored 4 touchdowns in one game in Polk High School. My dad's been addicted to sports betting since I was born. Gambling culture in the Dominican Republic is somewhat accepted, sadly. It's very accepted here in the United States as well. Johnny killed thousands of people with a nuke. And? Well, you sure got him, dude. You sure got him. As if, like, God, do you not understand why Johnny was the way that he was? Do you not understand that character at all? You don't think that he, like, I do. So then why, like, I gotta move on, dude. Feels like we just gotta fucking argue and pull gotchas on everything. Like, we're so fucked, dude. Our species is so absolutely fucked. I'm moving on.
And the fact that he's often been first to do it, to be the one to be like, this is what we're playing now, and you're all going to keep up with me, is really impressive.
I don't know if this is a mid-rumble or if it's going to be a mid-Aurelia.
You look at Gorilla on your screen right now. He looks a bit confused.
상대팀 입장에서는 이제 그때 당시에 준비하는 데 있어서 이런 표현을 해도 될지 모르겠지만 그냥 되게 답이 없었을 것 같다라는 생각도 들기도 하는 것 같아요.
I don't know which one of these Faker is going to play. I would suspect this is a mid-Aurelia.
1대1이다.
시범인데.
Wolf comes in, there's a 4-man pulverize. Kuro knocked back into the play, and Faker takes him out onto, well, Bang actually gets a kill into Prey. Faker, the double kill, getting those resets.
나올 수가 없는 픽이었는데 그러다 보니까 그렇게 좀 당황했던 것 같아요.
그 당시에는 그런 픽들이 좀 평상시에 좀 많이 떠올랐던 것 같아요.
정말 뭐 게임에 대해서 너무 열정적이고 뭐 밥 먹을 때도 게임 얘기하고 저희 쉬는 날에도 뭐 놀러 가자 했을 때 뭐 게임하는 경우도 굉장히 많았었고.
Faker can play anything. Wow, it's Master Yi. Faker, that's got to be Faker playing the Master Yi. Here comes Ambition. They're going to turn onto him though. Faker gets the damage. Oh, not quite enough because of the position reversal. No, he does get enough. Gets the double kill. Shy looks like he's going to be able to get him under turrets. Wolf coming in. Level 6. They get the flash from Nagne. Faker comes in. He's got the ult.
At this time in history, this was truly Faker God status. Just styling on people, picking these champions that no one else played.
Champion summer for his team, SK Telecom. 3-0 in the spring season, 3-0 in the summer season. This is the year of SKT.
That's one of the benefits of playing outside the expected meta, is people don't know how to counter it because they don't even play it. They don't play it and they don't play against it. So they don't like even have the practice to handle it. But if you're good enough to play it, I don't know, I love it. If someone's like good enough and aware enough, they can play outside the meta. It's just awesome.
사실 그때는 제 페이커 선수가 하는 게 메타가 됐다고 생각하고.
Whatever he played became the meta.
남들이 생각하지 못하는 플레이를 해내거나 또 그럴 상황이 아닌데 이럴 상황을 만들어내는 그 선수들이 조금 되게 창의력이 좋다? 잘한다? 그렇게 말씀드릴 수 있을 것 같아요.
Here's when he did the roll. Yeah.
Flashes were blown in the mid lane as well. Looks like Faker and Kuro went hard, so there's no flash for this. Hojin in a real bad situation. Faker takes him down 2v1.
Base for a long time, and he's waiting to TP somewhere. He's going to bot lane now.
Just going into the river brush, but it's going to be Kuro getting dropped immediately. How did he even think he could take that fight?
He's probably the most creative player in the world. There are multiple plays throughout Faker's career where you probably wouldn't be able to practice it, and it wouldn't surprise me if he sat there and told you that's the first time I've ever done that.
They're playing towards top side. They do see Faker, and the Cocoon's not going to land, though, so can they get anything else? The flash chase, it's Smeb onto his face, looking for a little bit more, and he's not going to go down. Faker, with just the ghost, gets away with it.
아무래도 페이커 선수는 이제 항상 T1이었잖아요. T1은 또 항상 이제 강팀이었었기 때문에 끝까지 방심할 수가 없었습니다.
He's an innovator. Seeing the kind of things he can do with the tools that we put in the game, it makes us happy to be like, oh wow, this guy can do that? Okay, that's cool.
Please join me in welcoming your finalists for the 2016 League of Legends World
That head, dude.
Championship.
The wide angle lens not helping either. His head looks so big in that suit.
Shockwave kills him. It's a double kill for Rula.
Is keeping sight on
They're
two.
going for Faker. Faker's down. They've got a big minion.
그 당시에 정글러를 가장 잘 쓰는 미드가 페이커 선수가 아니었을까. 뱅기 선수를 페이커의 그림자라고 그냥 표현을 많이 했었거든요. 그만큼 그냥 뭐만 하면 뒤에 있는 것 같고 실제로 한번 공격적으로 들어가 보면 항상 뱅기 선수가 있었고.
Baker uses his third summoner spell, Banky, to get revenge.
게임을 하면서 정말 이 페이커 선수를 잡기도 되게 힘들었고 무난하게 가면은 또 페이커 선수가 캐리를 할 것만 같고 그런 게 좀 되게 많이 무서웠고 정말 벽같이 느껴졌습니다.
If you make one mistake, then they will take that mistake and find a way to take the game away from you.
SK Tarragon have overcome every challenge. They are the undisputed best team in the world. The SKT reign continues. They win their third world championship.
This era of Faker felt truly unstoppable.
Oh boy.
그러니까 어떤 뜻인지는 알 것 같아요. 상혁이가 이제 게임을 하기 위해 태어난 로봇이다라는 말을 어떤 의미인지는 알 것 같거든요. 저는 오히려 프로게임을 했던 사람으로서 되게 칭찬에 가깝다고 생각을 하는데 제가 옆에서 본 상혁이는 일단 절대 그런 건 아니에요.
이제 SKT가 당시에 월즈를 계속 우승을 했어요. 그래서 어떻게 보면 이 팀이 월즈를 우승하는 거 좀 당연하다라고 느껴질 만큼 정말 압도적인 포스를 보여주고 있었는데요. 그 당시에 시청을 시작한 입장으로서는 너무 당연한 느낌으로 이 팀이 또 해주겠지.
I came halfway through 2017, which was, SKT continuing to be dominant, but, some upstart teams making their way through. And right at the end of my very first year, that was when Faker's downfall started.
Faker's downfall.
Right now, I want to see vision because I don't think Samson Gauge can see much of that SKT river up there. But they can always pressure mid. Looking at it now with them.
그때 딱 각이 보였습니다. 그래서 앞으로 나아갔습니다.
See the flash ult left. They've caught Faker. They've got the CC. The mid laner is down. The unkillable Demon King has done well. The SKT dynasty is over. All hail the new kings.
근데 상혁이가 우는 모습을 본 거는 처음이었던 것 같긴 해요. 근데 저 때 제가 바로 옆에 있었는데 그냥 우는 게 아니었어요. 진짜 거의 약간 목 놓아 운다고 해야 되나? 같은 팀 동료가 그렇게 슬퍼하는 모습을 또 보니까 마음이 많이 안 좋았죠. 네.
저도 울었죠. 이제 자식이 우는데 안 우는 거 어떻겠어요?
이때 당시에 이제 정말 선수들이 어떻게 보면은 계속 강행군을 해왔었고 제 개인적인 생각으로는 너무 힘들었을 거라고 저는 생각해요. 왜냐면은 저도 너무 힘들었었고요. 그때 당시에 이제 우리 T1의 기대치는 기본이 우승이었었고 예를 들어 또 승리를 했다 하더라도 이렇게 왜 못 이겼냐 네 그런 얘기가 나오던 팀이어서 심리적으로 선수들은 말도 안 되게 힘들었을 거라고 생각해요.
그러면 17년도 그 준우승하고 나서 한 2, 3년 상혁이가 좀 많이 좀 힘들어했던 걸로 저는 기억을 하고 있습니다.
Yeah, the pressure would be fucking insane, dude. And yeah, they were quick to pick on him, call him names, overrated, etc. Like vultures. It was disgusting. Yo, Joella, thanks for the 11-month resub, bro. Yeah, it's when you're that good, you have so many people that are just waiting for the moment where you slip up. And they are just fucking vicious. You gotta act like you've been there before. And some people are just not good at that at all. And they, yeah. Really, so there's a such thing as a sore loser, but unfortunately, there's also a such thing as a sore winner. And there's a fucking lot of them. So, yeah, it's tough. He had a handshake because his nerves were giving out and they memed on him and called him Shaker. I mean, that is pretty funny, but like, come on. That's the kind of thing you say like one time and then you move on, you know?
Sun Arena, and you in the chat were there when the dream died for SK Telecom T1 and the career curse when it comes to SKT making it to a domestic world championship does extend from 2014 to 2018.
18년도 때는 아마 그때 좀 멤버들도 많이 나가고 또 바뀌고 해가지고 또 새로운 멤버들이랑 같이 하게 됐는데 그때 이제 좀 경기력도 팀적으로 되게 안 좋고.
That would be really fucking hard, man. Losing all your teammates that you did all that shit with and having to like be with new people and be like the sole fucking person who didn't go. That'd be real hard, dude. They overdid it though. It went for a year straight. Yeah, I know. I know. I have one of those before my guild. The ungracious winner. It was so vexing to be around them. Yeah.
뭔가 계속해서 노력을 해도 뭔가 이기가 너무 어렵다 이렇게 생각을 많이 했어가지고 되게 어떻게 해야 될지 좀 답답하고 그런 연도였던 것 같아요.
LBL has never won before, but that will change today. The crownless are finally king.
The T1 dynasty was probably for the first time and one of the only times really out of the picture. They just weren't the first team that you brought up. They weren't the first team that you talked about.
This is it! The greatest team in the history of League of Legends, taken down by the greatest team Europe has ever produced.
He was just the mid laner, the guy to beat. I also had been watching him for so many years, so to come out on top there, I mean, we were just overjoyed.
We'll be making it to the World Championship of 2020.
T1, we will not be seeing them at Worlds.
페이커는 저가는 해라는 평가가 들리기도 했고요. 에이징 커브, 단순 슬럼프가 아니다.
So we're looking at these new players, and Chovy comes in with his 150 KDA, and then Showmaker comes through with all of his ridiculous plays.
Damn old legends and old legacies. Goodbye, Faker. Goodbye, T1. Hello, Damwon and Showmaker.
정말 영광이었고
It was a bit aggressive by the caster there.
모든 프로게이머들의 우상이 되시는 분인데 이제 그런 프로게이머랑 제가 비교된다는 것 자체가 되게 영광이었고
거기서 경기가 다 끝나고 이제 저한테 먼저 다가와서 수고하셨습니다. 네, 이런 얘기를 했던 게 기억에 남는데 이 부분은 뭐라고 좀 표현할 수 없는 부분의 감정인 것 같아요. 네.
Taking out a former comrade.
페이커 선수는 되게 불편한 위치에 있어요. 게임만 잘하면 안 돼요. 게임도 잘해야 돼요. 팀도 이끌어야 되는데 상징성이 있어요. 흔들려서도 안 돼요. 그리고 못해서도 안 돼요. 계속 11년 지금 데뷔 이후인데도 듣기만 해도 불편하지 않아요?
21년도 때는 저는 이제 좀 되게 자기 주장도 강했고 저의 자아도 되게 강했기 때문에 제가 했던 그런 경험들에 비춰서 좀 뭔가 다음 행동을 결정했다면 지금은 좀 더 그런 지난 저의 경험들을 좀 더 객관적으로 많이 바라보고 또 타인의 그런 관점도 많이 받아들이고 또 수용하면서 더 많이 성숙해질 수 있었다고 생각합니다.
다른 기회를 만들어내고 또다시 우승하고 그런 것들이 인간으로서도 되게 대단한 일인 것 같아요.
인내력이라고 하면 되게 뭔가 버티고 견뎌내는 그런 뜻이잖아요. 저는 사실 그것보다는 그냥 되게 힘든 일이나 역경이 있을 때 그거를 이겨내려고 하는 것보다 잘 받아들이고 그 속에서 배울 점들을 배우고 파도 타듯이 잘 이겨내는 게 중요한 것 같습니다.
Yeah, very wise words. Happens when you grow up a little bit.
많은
Get your ego
멤버들과 시간을
checked, you know?
보내왔었는데 저희 제우 페구케가 최고 아닐까요?
2022년 제우스가 합류하면서 제우스 오너, 페이커, 구마요시 캐리아, 일명 제오페 국회가 드디어 완성됩니다. 제오페 국회. 그리고 그들이 바로 이를 냅니다. 전승 우승.
This team is working like a well-oiled machine. 18-0 for the first time in the LCK. Unprecedented from this T1 roster. T1 are your spring 2022 victors.
I would say the number one thing that Faker probably got from all these rookies joining is an energy boost. You know, when you're sitting there and you have these bubbly personalities, maybe it fueled him a bit, maybe it gave him a second wind.
동생들이잖아. 다 나이 차이가 좀 있는데 상혁이가 또 형으로서 또 해야 될 일을 자기 스스로가 좀 알지 않았나 그런 생각이 들어요.
보통 좀 긴장을 하고 있으면은 상혁이 형이 그런 말들을 좀 해주는 것 같거든요. 뭐 긴장하지 마라. 어차피 뭐 똑같은 경기다 그냥 뭐 스크림 때처럼만 하자. 상혁이 형이 하는 말이라서 좀 더 도움이 되고 의미가 되는 경우가 있었던 것 같습니다.
I'm new to the channel, but I saw you mention Demacia being interesting to you. It's all interesting to me, but if you haven't, you should look into Poppy's story. She was part of Demacia's beginning. Yeah, there's a lot of champions that I have to get to still. So some of the Demacian ones coming up are going to be really important. You know, Silas, Lux, Garen, Jarvan, Galio, Poppy. I already know Kaelin Morgana, but it's probably worth revisiting because we only ever put out one video from them on them. So Shyvana, you know, Talon, goes on and on. So yeah, definitely some stuff to look into there.
One more time, San Francisco, it's DRX and T1!
No Lee Sin arounds means no attempt at a smite steal.
Oh! Back, the Baron, still at 3,000 HP.
The smite?
Definitely gonna get no way in the world. T1 are on match point. I cannot believe it. Hostile takeover over the wall. Wish from Soraka will heal the mid laner, but Maokai, DRX are taking us to game 5.
나온다.
직구다 줘. 집만 끊어줘. 우리 이거 20초만 돼. 20초만 벌어줘. 20초. 난 죽었어. 탈. 이거 못 끊어. 해보자. 해볼게. 야, 이거 한줄 도착한다. 한줄 도착했어. 잡아야 돼, 근데 뒤에 다 와. 나 터졌다. 아, 깝이다, 얘들아. 얘들아, 잘했어. 고생했다.
민석이 오는 거 보고 상혁이 생각을 먼저 했어요. 솔직히 17년도에 상혁이 모습하고 거의 똑같아가지고 아 절실했구나 하는 거야.
저희는 다 그때 결승을 처음 간 멤버들이었는데 상혁이 형은 본인은 우승도 해봤고 결승도 좀 많이 가봤어서 다른 멤버들의 아쉬움이 좀 더 할 수 있지 않을까? 라는 심정으로 다른 멤버들을 먼저 확인했던 것 같습니다.
그냥 이제 좀 다른 선수들이 좀 괜찮은지 좀 봤던 것 같고 또 어쨌든 결승전에서 지는 거는 되게 많이 아쉬운 거니까 뭐 그렇긴 한데 저는 이제 어쨌든 또 다음 내년도 있고 그런 생각을 많이 했어가지고 좀 다른 선수들 챙기려고 했던 것 같습니다.
Good leader.
2023년도 서머 때부터 뭔가 되게 팔 쪽이 저리고 좀 무감각한 게 있어가지고 그래서 좀 이제 지켜보면서 경기를 했는데 점점 좀 악화가 되니까 결국에는 이제 월드를 위해서 저는 좀 휴식을 팀이랑 상의해서 결정했던 것 같고요.
Faker did get injured. They are on a 4-loss streak.
단 한 명 페이커가 없는 건데 페이커가 무슨 다른 일도 아니라 계속된 선수 생활로 인한 그 무리한 손목 사용으로 잠시 치료를 받고 있을 뿐인데 이렇게까지 팀이 달라지나? T1이 아니었습니다.
일단은 그 당시에는 제가 할 수 있는 거는 뭐 부상에 대해서 막 그렇게 안 좋게 생각하는 것보다는 좀 좋게 생각하려고 했고 저는 뭐 제가 복귀하면은 뭐 이제는 갈 수 있다 이런 생각이었고
After 31 days of being out, Faker makes his return to the LCK. And Guma's also there.
상혁이 형이 돌아오고 난 뒤에 그냥 뭐 오늘부터 우리 이긴다 뭐 그런 이야기를 하면서 다 같이 웃었던 것 같습니다.
요새 이상혁 선수를 보면 굉장히 좀 형 같은 느낌이 많이 들거든요. 그래서 팀의 리더 역할 그리고 중심 역할을 하다 보니까 개인의 성장에서도 그런 분위기가 정말 제가 봐도 좀 형 같다 이런 분위기가 많이 느껴지는 것 같습니다.
또 이렇게 힘든 시기가 있었기 때문에 또 우리가 더 성장할 수 있었지 않았을까 그렇게 좀 감사하게 생각했던 것 같아요.
Back in 2013 is really where we witnessed the beginning of the legacy that Faker was about to build, even though we did not know that it was unfolding right before our eyes. By the time we arrived in 2023, Faker has already become an absolute legend, an icon. He's proven anything and everything that he needs to prove. But there was that lingering question if he was ever going to win a world championship again. And the biggest chance offered itself up. The World Championship was being held in South Korea, something Faker had never been able to qualify before. This time, he made it.
I think there was so much pressure on him to be able to succeed and on the Korean teams to be able to succeed this year. JDG on their way to the Golden Road, they had won spring, they had won MSI, they had won summer, and they were coming into Worlds as the heavy favorites. T1 also lost to both LPL representatives at MSI. They lost to Gen.G in summer. People just didn't think they could do it. But lo and behold, when quarterfinals came around, all of a sudden, T1 is the lone representative alive from the LCK.
For T1, the task ahead of them is absolutely monumental. Only LPL team starting with LNG today. And if you get through that, well, then you get to play JDG. So it's just insane.
뭐 쉽지는 않을 거다라고 생각을 했고 그래도 저희가 연습 되게 열심히 하고 이제 점점 월즈를 통해서 저희가 경기력이 성장하는 게 많이 보였기 때문에 할 수 있겠다 이렇게 생각했던 것 같습니다.
Squaring up with the big old goal here. Flash in, wall bang, first blood! Owner living up to his name! Counter punch coming in from Guma, using the ult to stop the play, and it's Trax. Gala continuing to step up. Desperate to get a little bit more here, but has to be careful. The mark now coming through. Bar is good damage. Guma wants to finish it, and he gets it! And even as every other LCK team falls away, Faker stays standing. T1 stays standing. The last light of the LCK burns bright as they head to the semifinals.
Now look at this shit, dude. Compare that to 10 years before. It's so fucking crazy, dude. It's so crazy. It's come so far.
To the semifinals. The next 2 minutes and 20 seconds, it's JDG who are favored. Not quite enough members in the mid lane. T1 just need to weather the storm.
네, 딱 각이 보였습니다. 그래서 앞으로 나아갔습니다.
There's on the side. TP coming in. Faker looking to make the play. He gets ruler. Ruler goes in. And again, the combos are clean. The hostile takeover is down.
Almost the same spot on the map, too.
We get goosebumps watching League of Legends plays. I think Faker's responsible for like 8 out of the top 10, and that's pretty close to the top for me.
It is T1 versus the LPL, and they like those odds.
Mid lane, late game. Yep.
Trying it out, but Faker has the perfect execution and locks down his fellow ninja. Xiaohu now taking a whole lot of damage, and Faker is in the shroud. He's toying with him. It's a double kill. He backflips away and back in again. It's a triple. It was 7 years since their last, a decade since their first. The SKT legacy has been reignited. T1 will be your 2023 world champions.
중국의 모 매체는 봉준호, BTS, 김연아, 손흥민 그리고 페이커를 5대 국보라고 했고 미국의 모 스포츠 매체에서는 손흥민, BTS, 봉준호 그리고 페이커를 엘리트 4라고 했습니다. 그는 이미 어떤 종목, 어떤 스포츠란 장르에 머무른 그런 선수가 아닙니다.
And looking back, I think League of Legends esports and Faker, they needed each other in a way, you know? There was a platform given by League of Legends going professional and having all these leagues, and then there was one person who stood up and said, I will be that icon for you.
Every single person who wants to be great at something isn't reading a book about a fictional character. They're looking up to an actual human being. That is the reason that so many people play, because of this single human being.
He's just the final boss of League of Legends.
Faker 选手是英雄联盟最高的山，以及最长的河。他拥有着像珠穆朗玛峰一般的荣耀，在荣耀方面，可能其他选手难以企及。而我做英雄联盟解说10余有年，蓦然回首，我发現 Faker 的职业生涯甚至比我还要长，而且他一直没有停止前进。
상규기 형의 길을 좀 많이 따라가고 싶네요. 그래서 언젠간 바로 옆은 아니더라도 좀 뭔가 상규기 형의 뒤에 있는 그런 선수가 되었으면 좋겠습니다.
오르막길 있으면 내리막길도 있고 그러니까 이제 그 내리막길이 있고 나서 다시 계속 열심히 포기하지 않고 연습하신 게 되게 대단하다고 생각합니다.
저도 이제 경력이 되게 오래됐는데 오래 하면서도 뭔가 오래 하면 할수록 힘든 부분이 더 많은 것 같다고 생각이 드는데 페이커 선수는 저보다 더 오래된 선수잖아요. 그런 부분에서 되게 대단하다고 느끼고 있고 언제든 이제 노력하면은 정상 자리에 설 수 있구나라는 걸 되게 많이 생각했고 많이 자극받았던 것 같습니다.
也对我们职业选手起了一个很好的榜样。这年的坚持对我们这些老将，说实话也算一道激励。
Mình không thể tưởng tượng một ngày nào đó mà khi mà người ta nhắc đến Liên minh người ta không còn nhắc đến Faker nữa sẽ như nào. Mình nghĩ đấy là những cái thứ mà mọi người có thể tưởng tượng và kiểu sẽ rất là khó hình dung ra được một ngày đó sẽ đến. Nó giống như kiểu một ngày mà mọi người không ai mong chờ đến vậy.
그냥 미스터 LOL이잖아요. 그냥 그렇잖아요. 써 LOL 이렇게 해야 되나?
Brandon and I, as PC gamers, always looked up to games that were truly sports, that we love to watch and that other people love to really compete with. The thought of being able to create something that would earn the fandom and sort of opportunity to be an esport was a true dream. And Faker is the face of the sport. He is the ultimate personification of the things that make League great.
저는 페이커 선수를 한 단어로 얘기하자면 소나무라고 얘기할 수 있을 것 같아요. 좀 진부할 수 있지만 비가 와도 눈이 와도 시간이 가도 뭐 어떤 힘든 일이 있어도 늘 푸르다. 이게 상혁 선수 페이커인 것 같습니다.
Just the impact I think that he's had on this game, on this sport, it is unlike anything that esports broadly has ever seen. And so, we are incredibly grateful for his contribution and what he has done and how he's carried this game to new heights. So congratulations, Faker, on this very deserved honor.
전설의 전당 첫 번째 헌액자 페이커 이상혁 선수. 헌액 진심으로 축하합니다.
여기서 만족할 사람이 아니란 걸 또 알기 때문에 올해도 그리고 앞으로도 같이 화이팅 했으면 좋겠고
전설의 전당 첫 헌액자라고 들었는데 이제 앞으로도 이제 있을 다른 전설들 이전에 이제 맨 처음에 이상형이 있었다 좀 이렇게 되는 게 되게 부럽네. 나도 더 했으면 더 됐을라나?
일단 상혁이 전설의 전당에 처음으로 헌액된 거를 너무 축하하고 너무나도 당연한 일이라고 생각하지만
당연히 초대 헌액이 되어야 하는 선수라고 생각하고 그리고 앞으로도 정말 많은 또 전설들을 써내려갈
Yeah, goes on to win 2 more times. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Talk about a comeback, dude. That's fucking crazy. You didn't just come back and win 1 more time. You came back and won fucking 3 more times. And continue to play. What a fucking legend.
거라고 생각을 하고 이 자리가 정말 걸맞다고 생각을 해서 정말 축하한다는 얘기를 해주고 싶고 더 앞으로도 한 짧게 7, 8년 정도만 더 해먹었으면 좋겠다는 얘기를 하고 싶습니다.
상혁이 형 진심으로 축하하고 이제 사실 뭐 초대로 이렇게 오르는 게 당연하다 생각하고 페이커라는 선수가 그래서 앞으로도 오랫동안 좋은 모습 보여주면서 팬분들에게 큰 기쁨을 선사하면서 활동했으면 좋겠고
Carrie is a fucking god too. I've heard a lot about Carrie.
그동안 진짜 너무 멋있었고 앞으로도 멋있었으면 좋겠다. 전설의 전당 너무 축하한다. 다음에는 내가 할 수 있을까?
앞으로도 많은 분들께 좋은 영향력을 끼쳐준 만큼 본인 스스로도 행복하고 또 건강하고 그런 삶을 살았으면 좋겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
아들 아무튼 축하하고 또 이게 또 어깨가 또 무거운 일이 생겼네. 아무튼 첫 번째라는 거는 원래 어깨가 무거운 건데 또 너를 또 응원해주는 여러 사람들이 있다는 걸 알고 더 열심히 뭐 해서 꼭 갚았으면 좋겠다는 생각이 드네. 아무튼 축하해.
전설의 전당에 이렇게 1회에 올라갈 수 있는 선수는 또 상혁이밖에 없다고 생각합니다. 근데 이렇게 또 없다고 표현할 정도로 나올 선수면 정말 그 긴 기간 동안 얼마나 힘들었을까라는 또 생각이 드니까 한편으로는 정말 짠하기도 하고 하지만 그런 걸 다 극복해내고 견뎌내고 이렇게 해왔기 때문에 페이커라고 생각이 듭니다. 진심으로 다시 한번 축하합니다. 이번에 전설의 전당 초대 헌액자가 된 기념으로 많은 분들이 이렇게 축하의 말씀 주셨는데 정말 감사하고 감동적인 것 같고요. 제가 이 자리에 또 오기까지 많은 팬분들의 응원과 지지가 있었고 그리고 많은 팀원들의 지지가 있었기 때문에 제가 이렇게 올 수 있었던 것 같아서 전설의 전당 헌액보다 많은 분들의 응원 그리고 감사가 저에게 더 가치 있는 것 같고요. 앞으로도 저를 뛰어넘는 선수들이 많이 나와서 전설의 전당에 꽉 찼으면 좋겠고 앞으로도 열심히 하겠습니다.
Riding in the Maybach, dude. Shit. Thanks, Mercedes.
전설이 되기 위해 필요한 건 무엇일까요?
And another one. And another one. Crazy. That was so well produced. That was dope. And they just get to use just like almost entirely League music the entire time. Because Riot just has a fucking insane catalog of music. That's wild. And the only one since has been Uzi, right? That's crazy, man. What a fucking crazy legacy. And to just keep banging them out, too. That's so nuts, dude. That's so nuts. 2 more after. Just proving that he deserves to be there. That's so crazy. Better than any champion, Faker has mastered aura farming. Yeah, no kidding. And Faker don't use his special skin. Yeah, the Ari one. Perks will also be insane. Is that like the next confirmed person after Uzi? Maybe Bjergsen would have brought in a lot of cash back in the day too. But yeah, no, Faker is League. We don't know. Oh. But there was China, Korea, now NA or EU. He climbed Mount Targan and ascended. He became him. He literally became Pantheon. It's awesome. That is fucking awesome. That's going to be Korea, China, Korea, EU. The Hall of Legends orchestral theme is so beautiful. One of the things I'm most hyped about for the MMO is just that it's the type of game where they can actually use their music in game. Yeah, I mean, and as it pertains to this, they can have like pretty direct character references as well, which should be kind of cool. You can have like player references and stuff for people like Faker. Be kind of dope. Have that stuff in the game. Well, that's been in the Discord React channel for 7 months. And the Uzi one is right beneath it. And there's even more. There's like Deft versus Faker. Which I thought maybe I had watched, but perhaps I didn't. Like having Necrit and Ruined King, yeah. Except a little more legendary than even Necrit, yeah. They'll do it with Double Lift, I think. Double Lift is a name that has someone who doesn't really play League and hasn't historically, I recognize that name. So I feel like that's one of those. Double Lift has got to be in consideration. Watching this does make those League Championships videos feel more special. I don't know. Yeah, I would be down to watch more of them. I'm not as good at like picking up what is happening. It happens really fast. And yeah, I have like no allegiance to any team, so I reckon for the West it's Caps then Double Lift. I've heard Caps a lot. Yeah. Like Showmaker? No, I've never heard of Showmaker before this. But just because I haven't heard of something doesn't mean that it's not, you know, important or whatever. I mean, the music vids, sorry, I should have elaborated more. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. When are they going to release the Riot MMO? I tried playing WoW, but I feel like I'm like 10 years late. Yeah, I mean, you're more like, yeah, at least 10 years. World of Warcraft came out fucking 21 years ago. Let that sink in. Shit ain't new. You saw the Showmaker Cassante copy pasta. Sometime after the end of One Piece, but before Elder Scrolls 6. Elder Scrolls 6 isn't real. That shit's fake. Older than me, damn. Yeah, WoW's been around a long time. Surely the Riot MMO will come out before the world explodes. Hey, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years. Copium, dude. Well, I would play something, but I'm gonna have to restart my computer to do that, and I don't really fucking feel like doing that. So I'm a little low energy today. I don't think I went to bed too late last night and didn't sleep particularly well. And that thing that happened on my stream earlier where my shit just shut down really really frustrates me. So the last Lemix achievement is live today. Just need to log in for it. Yeah, I can do that real quick. I think I got everything that I needed to from Lemix. I think I got everything. What's the Lemix achievement? I don't remember what it's called. We're about to see it. Cloudy with a chance of infernals. God, I'm just lagging so fucking bad, man.
Change is good.
That's a big rift. So eventually they just call in a shitload of infernals. Is what the Legion does, and they just incinerate the world. Although I'm not seeing any of these infernals on the map. The lag is super bad right now. It's not the game, it's my computer. I don't have much bronze left, so... I have 297,000 bronze, actually. Owned 1. Some of these are locked behind achievements that I didn't get. It's so lame, dude, that you have to buy each one individually.
Go forth to victory.
I got all the mounts, all the transmogs that I want. I think I can...
What do you want?
There's pets that I didn't get, I think.
Seek the truth.
I'll probably do it. GG, Legion Remix. That's it. These will cost thousands of order hall resources each after Lemix ends. Yeah, which is also fucking stupid. Did you get the Khadgar's head pet? I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. I just don't really care. I'm growing apathetic to collecting things in WoW because there's too fucking much of it to collect. So, it's not really something I'm that worried about. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'm gonna end early. Today's been tough, and I just am not in a good mood. And I just don't have a lot of energy, so I'm gonna just get out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me, though. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming and support the stream. Thanks for watching. Thanks for whether you just, you know, lurked and watched, whether you followed or chatted, subbed, or gifted a sub. Thank you for being here. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll probably play... I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. I'll probably play some Cyberpunk tomorrow. I'm like, I have to go meet Hanako at Embers, and I have a bunch of side quests still that I'm doing, so I want to get back to doing some of those. So yeah, I gotta get that finished up. and maybe get ready for a second playthrough in my spare time. So thank you guys again for a dope stream. Appreciate you very much. Stay awesome, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Peace.